What if I told you that the person you want to become is not separated from you by years of struggle, impossible sacrifices, or some lucky opportunity, but by a single hour? 1 hour that most people waste, 1 hour that most people ignore, 1 hour that looks too small to matter, yet has the power to completely transform the direction of your life. Because your life is not changed by what you do once. It is changed by what you choose to repeat. Every day, you are building something. You are either building the strength you desire, the knowledge you seek, the discipline you admire, the confidence you wish you had, or you are building the same habits, the same excuses, and the same limitations that keep you where you are. The difference between an ordinary life and an extraordinary one is often hidden in the moments nobody sees. The early morning when nobody is watching. The quiet evening when everyone else is distracted. The hour where you choose growth instead of comfort. Many people believe they need more time, but the truth is, they do not need more time. They need to stop giving their time away. Because one focused hour, repeated every single day, is not just an hour. It is a vote. A vote for the person you are becoming. A promise that says, I will not remain the same. I will not let my potential disappear. I will take responsibility for my own transformation. A small flame, when protected every day, can become a fire. A small seed, when cared for every day, can become a tree. And a single hour, when dedicated with discipline and awareness, can become the foundation of an entirely new life. The question is not whether 1 hour is enough. The question is, what could your life become if you gave 1 hour to yourself every single day? There is a misunderstanding that keeps many people trapped. They believe transformation comes from one powerful moment. They believe success arrives when someone finally gets a big opportunity. They believe change happens when motivation suddenly appears and pushes them forward. But if you look closely at anything that has truly become great, you will discover something different. A great life is not built in one day. A strong mind is not created by one decision. A skilled person is not formed by one attempt. Everything meaningful is created through small actions, repeated with patience and commitment. A tree does not become tall because of one day of sunlight. A river does not carve through stone because of one powerful wave. It happens because something small continues to happen again and again, day after day, moment after moment, without needing attention, without needing applause. This is the power of small daily commitment. The world often teaches us to look for dramatic changes. We admire the person who suddenly becomes successful. We see the athlete standing on the stage. We see the artist displaying their masterpiece. We see the entrepreneur celebrating their achievement. But what we do not see are the thousands of ordinary days that created that extraordinary moment. We do not see the early mornings. We do not see the failures. We do not see the practice when nobody was watching. We do not see the 1 hour they protected every single day. The outside world sees the result, but the person knows the process. They know that greatness was not built through one giant action. It was built through small promises they kept to themselves. Every time you dedicate 1 hour toward improvement, you are making a statement. You are saying, my future deserves my attention. My potential deserves my effort. I am willing to become better than I was yesterday. This is where true change begins. Not with changing your entire life overnight, not with creating a perfect plan, but with creating a simple commitment that you refuse to break. 1 hour, 1 hour of learning, 1 hour of training, 1 hour of creating, 1 hour of reflection. 1 hour where you are no longer controlled by distractions, but guided by intention. Many people underestimate small actions because they cannot see immediate results. They study for 1 day and do not become an expert. They exercise for 1 week and do not become strong. They practice a skill for 1 month and do not become a master. So they stop. They forget that every great achievement has an invisible beginning. A building begins with 1 brick. A book begins with 1 sentence. A journey begins with 1 step. And a transformed life begins with 1 small decision repeated consistently. The problem is not that people are incapable of change. The problem is that they expect change to happen faster than growth naturally allows. Nature does not rush. A seed does not fight the process of becoming a tree. It simply continues its work beneath the surface. Your daily commitment works the same way. There will be days when you feel inspired. There will be days when everything feels easy. But the true power is built on the days when you do not feel like showing up. The days when your mind tells you to rest. The days when excuses sound reasonable. Those are the moments that shape you. Because discipline is not proven when everything is comfortable. Discipline is proven when you choose your purpose over your emotions. A small commitment repeated every day slowly changes your identity. At first, you are someone trying to build a habit. Then you become someone who protects their time. Then you become someone who trusts themselves. Eventually, you become the type of person who does not need motivation, because discipline has become part of who you are. This is the hidden power of 1 hour. It is not only about what you learn. It is not only about what you achieve. It is about the person you become through the process. A person who keeps promises to themselves. A person who understands patience. A person who knows that progress does not need to be loud to be powerful. Remember this: the ocean is made of drops. The mountain is made of stones. A lifetime is made of moments. And your future is made from the small choices you repeat every day. Do not underestimate the power of 1 hour, because 1 hour today may feel insignificant. But 1 hour every day can create a person you never thought you could become. Every person carries 2 versions of themselves. One is the person you are today. The other is the person you have the potential to become. And every single day, these 2 versions meet in a silent battle. The present self seeks comfort. The future self seeks growth. The present self says, stay where you are. It is easier here. You can start tomorrow. You deserve to relax. You have already done enough. But the future self whispers, keep going. Take 1 more step. Become the person you know you can be. This battle happens inside every human being. Not only inside successful people. Not only inside athletes, entrepreneurs, or masters. It happens inside everyone. The difference is not that some people do not experience resistance. The difference is that they learn not to be controlled by it. There was once a young student who wanted to become stronger, wiser, and more disciplined. He had many dreams. He wanted to improve his body. He wanted to develop his skills. He wanted to create a meaningful life. But every morning, when his alarm rang, another voice appeared. Sleep a little longer. You can train later. One missed day does not matter. And at first he listened. One missed day became many. One excuse became a habit. One moment of comfort slowly became a pattern. Then one day he realized something painful. He was not losing because he lacked ability. He was losing because he was constantly choosing the comfort of his present self over the dreams of his future self. This realization changed everything. He understood that every decision was a conversation with the person he would become. When he chose distraction, he was taking something away from his future. When he chose discipline, he was giving something valuable to his future. Every action was a vote. Every choice was a direction. Every hour was a brick in the foundation of the life he was building. The future is not created by one massive decision. It is created by thousands of small decisions made when nobody is watching. The person you become 5 years from now is already being shaped by what you do today. If today you spend your time learning, your future self receives knowledge. If today you train your body, your future self receives strength. If today you practice discipline, your future self receives freedom. But if today you constantly choose comfort, your future self inherits the consequences. This is why 1 hour a day is so powerful. Because that hour is a meeting between who you are and who you want to become. It is the moment where you tell yourself, I am willing to sacrifice a little comfort today so I can experience a better tomorrow. Growth always requires a price. A seed must break open before it becomes a tree. A muscle must experience resistance before it becomes stronger. A person must challenge their own limitations before they can expand beyond them. The process may feel uncomfortable, but discomfort is often the doorway to transformation. The future version of yourself is waiting for the choices you make today, waiting for the discipline you practice today, waiting for the commitment you show today. Many people spend their lives hoping their future will somehow become different while continuing the same actions every day. But a different future requires a different version of yourself. And that version is built through daily decisions. Do not ask, what will I feel like doing today? Ask, what would the person I want to become choose today? The answer will often be different. The future you may wake up earlier. The future you may practice when it is difficult. The future you may choose focus over distraction. The future you may do the things that your present self wants to avoid. And every time you choose that path, you create alignment between who you are and who you want to become. 1 hour a day is not just about productivity. It is about identity. It is about proving to yourself that you are capable of growth. It is about building trust with yourself. Because the strongest relationship you will ever have is the relationship with your own mind. When you promise yourself something and keep that promise, you become stronger. When you tell yourself you will show up and you actually show up, you become more confident. When you repeatedly choose your future over temporary comfort, you transform. Remember, your future self is not created someday. Your future self is created by the choices you make today. So protect that 1 hour. Give it meaning. give it your attention. Because every time you invest in yourself, you are not just improving your life. You are meeting the person you were always capable of becoming. In a world filled with noise, attention has become one of the greatest forms of discipline. Everyone has time, but not everyone has presence. Many people believe they need more hours to change their lives. They say, if only I had more time, I would learn. If only I had more time, I would train. If only I had more time, I would build something meaningful. But the truth is different. The problem is not always the amount of time we have. The problem is the quality of attention we bring to the time we already have. 1 hour of complete presence can be more powerful than 5 hours of distracted effort. Because transformation does not happen when your body is somewhere, but your mind is somewhere else. Transformation happens when your mind, body, and intention come together as one. There is an old story about a young martial artist who wanted to become a master. He arrived at the training hall with great ambition. He wanted to learn everything quickly. He wanted to perform advanced techniques. He wanted to become better than everyone around him. The teacher looked at him and gave him one simple task. Repeat this basic movement. The student was confused. Master, I came here to learn advanced skills. Why are you asking me to repeat something so simple? The teacher smiled and said, because you are searching for something complicated before mastering what is simple. The student practiced the movement 100 times, 1,000 times, 10,000 times. Days passed, weeks passed, months passed. The movement became smoother. The body became stronger. The mind became calmer. Then one day, the teacher watched him perform the movement and said, now you understand, the student asked. Understand what? The teacher replied. That mastery is not created by doing many things. Mastery is created by doing one thing with complete awareness. This is a lesson that applies far beyond martial arts. It applies to life. The person who gives 1 hour of deep focus every day can transform themselves because they are not simply spending time. They are investing attention. They are removing distractions. They are training their ability to be fully present. In every great achievement, focus is the invisible force behind it. A musician becomes great by listening deeply to every note. An athlete becomes great by feeling every movement. A writer becomes great by respecting every word. A student becomes great by understanding every concept. The difference between ordinary effort and extraordinary effort is often not the amount of energy. It is the level of awareness. Many people move through life half awake. They eat without appreciating. They work without focus. They listen without understanding. They live without truly being present. But a disciplined person learns to bring their full attention to whatever they do. Because where attention goes, energy follows. And where energy goes, growth happens. Your 1 hour should become a sacred space. A space where you disconnect from the noise of the world and reconnect with yourself. No unnecessary distractions, no constant checking, no divided attention, just you and the process. At first, this may feel difficult. The mind will try to escape. It will search for entertainment. It will create excuses because the mind is comfortable with distraction. But every time you return your attention, you strengthen yourself. Every time you choose focus, You train your discipline. Every time you stay committed, you become more capable, like a blade being sharpened against a stone. Your ability grows through repeated refinement. The process may seem slow, but slow does not mean ineffective. A river does not rush, yet it can shape mountains. A candle does not produce the sun's light, yet it can remove darkness. Small focused actions, repeated consistently, create powerful results. The world often celebrates speed, but mastery requires patience. A person who constantly changes direction never develops depth, but a person who commits, focuses, and repeats eventually reaches a level others cannot understand. Because they have spent years building what others were unwilling to practice. Your 1 hour is not valuable because it is long. It is valuable because it is yours. It is the hour where you decide to become better. It is the hour where you stop consuming and start creating. It is the hour where you stop reacting to life and start shaping it. Remember, you do not need more time. You need more awareness. You do not need more opportunities. You need deeper commitment to the opportunities already in front of you. 1 hour of focused practice every day may seem small, but a focused mind, repeated over time, becomes unstoppable. Because mastery is not found in doing more. Mastery is found in doing what matters, with your whole being. There is a powerful truth that many people do not understand. You do not create your future through what you occasionally do. You create your future through what you repeatedly become. Every action you take is shaping you. Every habit you practice is creating a version of yourself. Every hour you dedicate is a message sent to your own mind. This is the person I am choosing to become. Many people think identity comes first. They say, when I become successful, then I will become disciplined. When I become confident, then I will take action. When I become skilled, then I will believe in myself. But the process works in the opposite direction. You do not become someone and then take action. You take action, and through that action you become someone. The person who trains every day becomes a person who values strength. The person who studies every day becomes a person who values knowledge. The person who spends time in reflection becomes a person who understands themselves. Your habits are not just things you do. They are evidence of who you are becoming. Imagine a sculptor standing in front of a block of stone. Someone watching from the outside may only see a piece of rock. They do not see the possibility hidden inside. But the sculptor sees something different. With every strike of the tool, a shape begins to appear, one small piece removed, one small detail refined, one small improvement made. The masterpiece was not created in one moment. It was revealed through thousands of small decisions. Your life is the same. Every day, you are sculpting yourself. Every hour you invest in growth removes a little weakness. Every hour you invest in learning adds a little wisdom. Every hour you invest in discipline creates a little more strength. Over time, the person you become is the result of these small daily actions. This is why 1 hour a day is so powerful. Because that hour is not only changing your skills, it is changing your identity. At first, you may say, I am trying to learn. Then, after months of commitment, you begin to say, I am someone who learns. At first, you may say, I am trying to exercise. Then you become, I am someone who takes care of my body. At first, you may say, I am trying to become disciplined. Eventually, discipline becomes part of who you are. The action becomes the identity. The practice becomes the person. The hour becomes the foundation. But there is something important to understand. Your identity is not only shaped by the things you do, it is also shaped by the things you repeatedly avoid. If you constantly choose comfort, you train yourself to seek comfort. If you constantly choose distraction, you train yourself to escape difficulty. If you constantly delay your growth, you train yourself to remain where you are. The mind learns from repetition. It does not listen only to what you say. It watches what you repeatedly do. You can tell yourself that you want a different life, but your daily actions reveal what you truly believe. This is why protecting 1 hour every day is a powerful act of self-respect. You are showing yourself, my dreams are not just thoughts. My goals are not just wishes. I am willing to take action. The world often focuses on external achievements. Money, recognition, dotassi, doxassi. But before any external achievement appears, an internal transformation must happen first. A person must become capable of carrying the life they desire. A stronger future requires a stronger version of yourself. A wiser future requires a wiser version of yourself. A better life requires a better relationship with yourself. And that relationship is built through the promises you keep. Every day you show up for that 1 hour. You are building trust with yourself. You are proving that your words have meaning. You are proving that you can rely on yourself. And self-trust is one of the greatest forms of strength a person can develop. Because when you trust yourself, challenges become different. You no longer see difficulty as something that defeats you. You see difficulty as something that develops you. You understand that growth is not something that happens to you. Growth is something you participate in. So protect your hour, not because 1 hour will magically solve everything, but because that hour represents something much deeper. It represents commitment. It represents discipline. It represents the person you are choosing to become. Years from now, you may look back and realize that your entire life changed because of those quiet moments nobody noticed. The hours where you practiced, the hours where you learned, the hours where you chose yourself. Never underestimate the power of a single hour, because a single hour repeated every day does not just change your schedule. It changes your identity. And when your identity changes, your entire life changes with it. So now the question is not whether 1 hour is enough. The question is, are you willing to protect 1 hour for the person you want to become? Because your life will not change when you finally find more time. Your life will change when you decide that your growth deserves your time. You do not need to transform everything today. You do not need to have the perfect plan. You do not need to know every step of the journey. You only need to begin. 1 hour, one commitment, one decision repeated every day. Remember, the strongest trees were once small seeds. The greatest mountains were once small pieces of stone. The greatest masters were once beginners who refused to stop. Every person you admire was once standing at the beginning, facing the same question. Will I continue, even when nobody sees the effort? The answer to that question shapes everything. This because success is not created in the moments when the world is watching. It is created in the quiet moments when only you know the choice you are making. When you wake up early, when you practice instead of procrastinate, when you learn instead of distract yourself, when you choose discipline instead of comfort. Those moments are building your future. So do not underestimate your 1 hour. Do not call it small. Do not think it is insignificant. A single drop seems powerless, but millions of drops create oceans. A single brick seems meaningless, but thousands of bricks create buildings. A single hour seems ordinary, but thousands of focused hours can create an extraordinary life. The person you want to become is not far away. They are waiting inside the decisions you make today. Every morning, every evening, every moment you choose growth, you move closer to them. So protect your hour. Honor your commitment. Show up for yourself, because one day you will look back and realize the life you were searching for was not created by one lucky moment. It was created by the hours you refused to waste. Your future is not built tomorrow. Your future is built in the hour you choose today. And that 1 hour may be the beginning of everything.